Okay, guys, good morning. Welcome to Basic today. Just going to get started here a little bit. Okay, so today, you guys, we're going to start probability. And if you look up at the definition, experiment, in the study of probability, the name given to any control and repeatable process. It's an event, it's a set of possible outcomes resulting from a particular experiment. And the two they list here would be tossing a coin. So if you toss a coin, the only two possible outcomes can be heads or tails. Okay. When you roll a six-sided die, it can only be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So those would be outcomes from doing an experiment of flipping a coin or rolling a dice. Okay. And those are both repeatable process. We can flip a coin all day and we can roll a dice all day, or how many times we want to do it. So the thing to keep in mind that probability are independent events and they're not affected by previous events. Therefore, a coin does not know if it came up heads before. You could flip a coin, it could come up heads 5 times in a row, and the coin doesn't know last time it came up heads. Similar with a dice, you could roll a dice and you could get 3, 5 times in a row, and the dice is not going to know that what it rolled the last time. And that says it right here. When rolling a pair of dice, one die does not know the outcome of the other. Okay, each dice is an isolated event. So the probability of number of ways it can happen equal total number of outcomes. So when you flip a coin, the number of ways it can happen, it's either going to be head or tails, but there are 2 total outcomes. So it can only land on one. It can either land on heads or tails, but there's 2 possible ways. So if we looked at probability of being a head, we would say 1 out of 2, or 50%. Half the time it's going to come up head, half the time it's going to come out at tails. And the probability of rolling a 4 on a dice, you can only get 4 one time, but there's 6 possible outcomes. That would be 1 out of 6 for rolling the dice. Okay. And it says probability independent events. You can calculate the probability of 2 or more events by multiplying the individual probabilities. So for independent events, possibility of 3 heads in a row, it'd be 1 out of 2. Okay. And that says 5%. So you'd look at basically 3 times in a row, it'd be 0.5 or a half, 1/2, 1/2. So that's going to come out to the probability is going to be 0.125, because each time you roll it, and we'll use fractions, it would be 1 out of 2 times 1 out of 2 times 1 out of 2. So it's going to be 1/8. Okay. That's the probability of getting heads 3 times in a row on a coin. It'd be 1 out of 8, and we write that as a decimal as 0.125. Okay. Okay. So here's conditional probability. It's a little bit different. That's dependent events. Dependent events are affected by previous events. Examples, marble in the bag. There are 3 blue and 2 red marbles in a bag. what is the probability of blue marble on the first and second draw? So on the first draw, it's 3 out of 5. Okay. So if you put 5 marbles in, you pick a blue one out, that's going to be 3 out of 5. But what happens is when you pull that blue marble out, you don't replace it. So then there's only 4 marbles in the bag, and then it becomes a 50% chance that you get a blue marble. It says 2 out of 4 or 1 out of half. So that's dependent because we're taking a marble out of the bag. Like with the coins, we don't take the head or tail off the coin. That's independent. But with these marbles, if you take one of the marbles out or whatever it is, the next one it's dependent because there aren't as many marbles. That's really the difference between independent and dependent. Independent, you're not changing anything. Dependent, like in this case, we're taking a marble out. Okay, so that's really the big difference between dependent and dependent. Okay, and I'm not. Oh, excuse me. What happened there? Okay. So what I want to do. This says if you replace the marbles in the bag each time, the chance would not have changed. Events will be independent. So if you put that blue marble back in, then it becomes independent. But if you take the blue marble out after you pull it out, then it becomes dependent. Okay. So it says with replacement, the events are independent. The chances don't change. Without replacement, the events are dependent. Okay. So if you basically take a marble out, the events become dependent. If you put that blue marble back in, then it's independent. Guys, I just want to stop there for today. That was a lot. I want to show you basically what I put up for. This is what I'm going to post for you guys to work on. So, probability using a spinner. If we look at this spinner, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. So we have 2 A's, 2 E's, a B, and a C. So we have A, B, C, and E. So there's 4 different letters, but we have on this one we have 2 A's and 2 E's. Okay, so basically, if you spin this, what is the probability of the spinner not landing on B or E? So how many are not B and E? There's a C, there's an A, and there's an A. And then we have B, E, E. So the probability of the spinner not landing on B or E would be it's 3 out of 6 or 1 out of 2. It's the exact same number because if you spin this, it's going to land on B once, E once, E again. That's 3 possible landing spots on B or E. And then there's also 3 A, and C. So it's possibility of 50% landing on B or E or 50% not landing on B or E. It's exactly the same. Number 2, do you have an equal chance of landing on A or E? Well, you do because there's 2 A's and there's 2 E's. Okay, so chances are it could land on A 2 out of 6 times and E 2 out of 6 times. The chances are exactly the same. Okay, so I'm going to let you work on this. We'll go over this tomorrow. The answer's down at the bottom, but go ahead and try it without looking at the answers. And then when you're done, just check it down here, okay? All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. For some of you looking for, I think Melody is, excuse me, Keishel is on vacation, so there might not be a live class. She posted, and just so you guys know, this week's going to be a little sporadic. We have, there's a training tomorrow, so there probably won't be any live classes. Also, there's a training on Thursday, and we have a training on Friday. So this week we have 3 different trainings. So just keep an eye out. I'm not sure how many live classes are going to be, but I will certainly tomorrow. I'll post some more probability work, and then hopefully on Wednesday, we'll get a chance to go over it. Okay, have a great day, you guys. Bye.